Hey everyone, welcome back, Blue Riser here. So today I wanted to make a video, and you already see the title. It's called I'm Done with Fire Emblem Heroes. I'm not personally done with it, but there was a video by John Awesome, which I really like. I really like his video. Now, just for a little bit of disclosure, I guess disclosure is not the right word, but information, it is a reference to video game Donkey, but I still think he makes valid points within this video. And I'm not going to go over the whole video. I just want to skim over some of it. Don't have the green screen. I just can't set it up right now. But yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and watch it. I'm gonna pause when I want to pause, and I'll talk when I need to say something I want to say. So it's a good old reaction video, except I'll try to react only. I'll try to just keep stuff in that's important to this video, because I don't want you guys watching the whole video right here. I feel you should go to his channel to see the whole thing, and I'll link it too. Okay, here we go.
I'm done playing Fire Emblem Heroes. I came to this decision when I was grinding in the first Tempest Trials to try and get the Quicken Pulse Sacred Seal during the weekend of E3, and just thinking the whole time on how honestly lack of fun this game really is. Instead of creating something worthwhile for Fire Emblem fans to enjoy, the game's content is pretty scarce. One, new characters come out.
Okay, he was on with that. He said he had figured this out around the first Tempest trial. Now, when I had made my FEH channel, let's talk about FEH, I had a comment on there, and it said that I was underestimating or undermining how much people were really actually frustrated with Tempest Trials. And me personally, I took Tempest Trials very casually. I didn't go in it full force, because I saw the Sacred Seals, and I said, even the 5-star, and I said, that seems like a grind that I don't really care to do. And it wasn't. So I took Tempest Trial very casually, and that's probably why I wasn't bothered by it. Because in the end, I know I'm going to probably get hate or flack for this, but it's just a seal. Even no matter how great the seal is the amount of work you have to do to get to it. Is it worth that much? And then for what? Are you going to get the top of the arena? It's very possible to get the top of the arena without that seal. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe I'd go to the 5-star character, but then I can always grind the feathers too. Now, grinding the feathers is definitely annoying, but there's options to get a 5-star on a character like that. And as people probably know, my subscribers will probably know, my policy on it is I only promote free characters to 5 stars. That's my policy, and I think I'll stick by that too. I think it's a good policy to stand by.
One, new characters come out and you spend all your orbs trying to get them, only to succeed or fail, then resort to using real money to get the new characters that you want to stay relevant in arena. Or two,
Okay, so here we have the character stuff, right? Now, to my surprise, I didn't know that a lot of people who played Fire Emblem Heroes never played gacha games before, to the point where articles were being made about it. I was stunned that so many people came into this game kind of blind. They didn't know anything about the gacha market, which seems kind of impossible. There was definitely not a majority, but there's definitely a group of people who did not know what a gacha game was, or how this game was going to operate, like on a base formula. Someone like me who's played tons of gacha games, tons of them. I know how these games work. There's plenty of great videos out there. I'll try to look for one, but if you just search like gacha or free-to-play game model on YouTube, you'll find great videos on people explaining the game methods and what these companies are trying to make you do. The biggest thing is they want you to spend money. Gacha games, or free-to-play games in general, are very akin to gambling. Now, a little shortcut here is I actually went gambling about a year ago or so. I went to a casino. You know, winning big is the greatest feeling in the casino. I remember pulling the slot and the money just kept rolling. It was amazing. But after that, I was like, oh man, I want more, more, more. It's a very high, it's an adrenaline high that makes you want to do more and more and more. And that's what these characters are. It's, you pull that slot, you maybe get lucky, maybe you don't. You wait a little while, maybe you want to try again. And that's what Fire Emblem Heroes is doing. In any other kind of gacha game, they'll have these banners that come out every 2 to 3 weeks, and they just try to make you pull more and more and more. That's the point of these games. They want you to pull, and you can work on your own resources to get, free stuff, unlike a real casino where you have to spend money 100% of the time, or maybe you'll get a free spin or something. This game is free at its core, but the main focus, the main goal is for you to put your money into the game itself.
Or 2, the voting gauntlet, which in itself is hardly even content. The maps are usually so easy you might as well just be clicking a button to choose who you'd want to win.
The voting gauntlet is kind of a joke, as it definitely is just a fan base war. In the end, numbers still will prevail. Whoever is the more popular character is going to win. Even with the changes to the voting gauntlet, where we have the boost and stuff like that, it doesn't matter if one side just still outnumbers the other side. While the Healer Gauntlet was very close, surprisingly close, I think it's because there were lesser fan favorited characters. When we look back at the other 3, we have Lucina winning, we had Camilla winning, and then we had Tharja winning. Tharja being sort of close to Robin, she still beat him out, but still, if we look at the Lucina and Ephraim, I believe it's Ephraim, the Lucina and Ephraim outcome, crazy how she just ran him over with like a roller. And the battles for the Voting Gauntlet are very easy. You can take them out like that, right? And they're every 30 minutes. They don't really cost stamina. It's cool they don't cost stamina, but they are very easy. So I can't understand someone who probably pulls a lot or maybe has a lot of great high tier characters, how the Voting Gauntlet battles themselves are pretty weak and easy to go through. I believe on the first Voting Gauntlet is the only time I've maybe lost the most. All the other Voting Gauntlets, I've never lost after that.
Grand Hero battles, which honestly stopped being fun for me back when Michaelis came out because, hey, at least that one was slightly different than the others, given the early access.
So, yeah, Grand Hero battles aren't very fun for me. I suck at them. I utterly suck at them. I want to know the percentage of people who are really good at them and think they're easy, right? Because there's a Japanese dude who always does the Grand Hero battle thing, and he does like free characters that you can use to beat Grand Hero Battle that aren't merged, that aren't anything like that. And I look at that and I'm like, that's really cool. And that is dependent on sometimes the stats of the characters, if they're plus or negative. Also the skill of the player. Now, you can try and do it every single motion they do, and maybe you'll come out okay. So if you look at it that way, sure. But I want to know people who give an earnest attempt at Grand Hero battles. I want to know if you're frustrated by them. Do you not like them? I want to know your general opinions of Grand Hero Battle. We're going to talk about that later throughout this week or so of Fire Emblem Hero discussions. Yeah, I just want to know your opinions on it.
This game is just way too early in its lifespan to be considered for making videos on this channel, at least, and I don't think it's a good idea for me to spend time playing a phone game that just isn't made to be enjoyable for its player base.
Okay, so this is where I kind of disagree. I don't think it wasn't made to be enjoyable by its player base. I think plenty of people enjoy the game, but I think some people are taking it to a level extreme, where you have whales who are going to be whales. People who put a lot of money into the game are going to get better units because just the luck of the draw. They'll sooner or later get what they want because they can put money into the game. But I don't think the game wasn't meant to be fun. On the accordance of making videos, this game is way too early to be making videos, which is why I don't make a Fire Emblem Heroes video every day, because there's no point. It's kind of redundant to kind of go over the same thing over and over and over again. Fire Emblem Heroes and any other gacha game early in its life have basics. The basic thing. What's the basis of Fire Emblem Heroes? It's gameplay. Its gameplay will always be the same. Always. No phone game can change that. They can't just add new modes of gameplay. Like, do you think we'll sooner or later see Fire Emblem Heroes huge maps or something like that? Most likely not. You're going to have the same 4 characters, or at least maximum of 4, taking on a map, and that's going to be it. While modes may vary, the gameplay is going to be the same. It's early in his life, it's just going to have to stay that way too. Maybe years down the line, if it's still here by that time, I think it will be. At least I think this game will last 2 years. I think we'll see more different type of gameplay, maybe. As far as the YouTube channel, I don't think Fire Emblem Heroes, as young as it just hit 6 months, I don't think as young as it is, it's really going anywhere for like a channel. And we're gonna go over some comments I saw.
Because at the end of the day, that's all Fire Emblem Hero videos are. You either make a unit analysis video, spend all your orbs hoping to pull a unit people want to see, or make arena videos, which are always the same thing every single time. You're going to win if the video's up.
He just kind of went over the kind of content that... content. I'm not a fan of the word if you guys don't know. But he just went over the type of videos that Fire Emblem Hero YouTubers... yeah. YouTubers make. The character analysis, which is really first one to beat the punch, will get the views for that, in all honesty. But I think Phoenix Master, I believe so, is the one who really puts out best one. At least they're well edited, I would say. And they're pretty detailed too. Then you have summoning videos. Summoning videos are always going to be popular, no matter what, and especially big summoning videos, where you just summon a lot of characters. That's cool. Lots of people like to watch summoning videos. I understand that much. But most people probably can't do that because it's a pain on the wallet. It's definitely hit me hard. I have to consider being free to play now in the game. And you know, doing the summoning videos is really like the flavor of the week kind of thing, right? It's, oh, there's new banner, oh, there's new characters, I have to summon. That kind of obligation. I can understand where he's coming from. It can get tiring, I believe so. I wouldn't say for myself, since, you know, my viewership isn't that big, so I'm not going to really call myself up there. And then you have arena videos, which you don't have to put yourself winning. I believe one of the first comments I got on my first arena video was, wow, you really lost, you suck. Actually, let's go find it. So one of the first comments on my second arena video was by Carter Jaleel or something like that. Mad props for you uploading getting utterly destroyed in the arena. I think it adds to being more genuine. You know, you don't always have to win. I can't tell you how many times I tried making a video on arena and just perfecting everything. It was so frustrating just thinking, oh, I have to win perfectly on this. I have to prove something. You don't have to do that. And this is to anyone else. No matter what, not even just Fire Emblem Heroes, but anything. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. You just have to show your attempt. People are going to give you flack for losing. For sure. People are going to easily give you flack. Some people say, I'm better than you. You should always do your most honest and earnest effort and show that. Personally, for me, that's why I like doing the artist appreciation or arena challenges, because I don't care about winning on those. I just care about testing myself in a different manner without restricting myself to saying I've got to win. Those aren't about winning. Those are about doing something different for myself, for the game and the content that it provides.
And usually, to make a worthwhile and entertaining Fire Emblem video, it takes money out of my pocket to increase my orb count, so I don't spend an hour pulling a healer that nobody cares about. Now, don't be mistaken, I think the game could still improve, and they're trying to incentivize players to stay, like giving orbs in arena and a surplus of feathers for free-to-play players, which is great, but in the game's current state, it's just flawed and counterintuitive for players. Like, my biggest issue with the game is there is no late game. There is no goal for the player. In the best mobile games, once you get an amazing team going, the game becomes cake, and your grinding and efforts, or money in this game's case, feel well spent, and things become easier for you as a player. But in Fire Emblem Heroes, there's really no such thing. You can max out your team, get that super rare 1% Hector drop that you really, really wanted, and you're ready to take on anything, but what do you do now? The answer's probably not a lot, because in Arena, players who constantly buy new heroes or have the feathers to upgrade their Grand Hero battle character are going to be awarded bonus points just for having them, trivializing any sense of skill or team composition.
So I had to let him talk for that part. I had to really just let him speak out, and I'm sorry I didn't want to use that much of his footage at one point in time without cutting or making a pause, but I felt that was important for him to just kind of get it out there. So he says there isn't a late game in Fire Emblem Heroes. There's never a late game in these kind of games because more stuff is going to be added regardless. That's the point. Continuous updates to add more things and change the meta or add to the meta of the game. When we look at people who have these huge summon sessions or pull a lot of characters, they're going to get a lot of the more rare or stronger characters. You're going to have a lot in your hands. You're going to have a lot of tools. You're going to have all these items you can use and utilize to the best of their properties because you just simply pull a lot. But that then creates a standing at the top effect, right? You're up here, you're on high, and you're looking down and you're thinking, well, I'm here now, what next? And that creates incredible boredom. For the most part, I respect people who do their best. They try their hardest and they got there, right? They spent those orbs, they spent their hard-earned money on getting those orbs and getting those characters. I respect that. That's cool. But then you have to deal with the outcome of, well, now I'm up here, what do I do? And unfortunately, the answer is not much. You're kind of stuck there. You'll never really have as much of a challenge or thrill from the game anymore, even though it's just a phone game where you play it for like a few minutes. I think the concept of an end game or late game doesn't exist in smartphone games or free-to-play games in general, since they require or they need people to stick around and keep on doing what they're doing for a long period of time. For the most part, most people play these games for about 4 to 6 months, and Fire Emblem Heroes is his 6th month just, well, around the corner. And it's about time for most people to probably say, well, this is it for me. But as a smartphone game, it'll have a new batch of people come in and enjoy the game.
Tempest Trials can be completed almost effortlessly now. We were really excited about them because it seemed like, hey, content that we can't beat within the hour. And it just becomes this just dumb, abusing desperation, just chore, rather than exciting new content. Like, it's not even hard.
Okay, so Tempest Trials, like I said earlier, not earlier, but in a video before, I did a Tempest Trials discussion video. I did that video. I talked about how Lunatic 7 was still kind of hard for me. Like, I could get to the 7th round, but I normally couldn't beat it because of how buffed the characters were at the end. And I never felt it was too easy, nor was it really too hard. It's very possible, and you can work at it and get it done. But still, I felt there was work needed on it, needed to be done. And now with the recent Tempest Trials being revamped once again to accommodate for newer players, since definitely they're trying to get new players in right now. I don't know if the player count is dropping or anything like that. More players need to get into this, and if they're locked away from Tempest Trials, which are just generally harder for someone who just got into the game to get into, the trials would be pointless for those people. And on the topic of it being a chore is definitely a big issue. Tempest Trials, I did it. I do marathons for it, and that's about it. After the marathon, I peace out from the Tempest Trials. I don't even bother like looking at it as much anymore. I'll go in, I'll maybe say, hey, I've got 20 minutes to kill, and I'm absolutely doing nothing. Maybe a video is editing. I'm going to go on that Tempest Trial, and I'm going to touch up on it and say, hey, I'll get up there a little bit. But other than that, I have a goal, and it's normally the 4-star character. I'll reach that, and that's it.
I feel like I'm supporting the game out of obligation now, and after seeing orb droughts to target players to spend more money, like when Ike was released, and then following that, the Golden Week banner, just draining players of their money, it rubs me the wrong way, man.
So yeah, the orb drought was crazy. It was definitely hard to go through, and I was so close to spending a lot of money on the game when I couldn't. And I understand what he means playing the game out of obligation. It's like, oh, you started here on this, so, or you did lots of things with this game, so keep on going, right? But I can understand he's kind of burned out on it. And I can understand other people being burned out on the game as well. They made, what is it, $100 million, so they got what they wanted, right?
That and an overall stale one-shot meta that just hasn't changed since launch. I gotta ask myself, is this even fun?
I kind of agree with the one-shot meta, too. It's like, definitely you want characters that just blow other characters away. I don't like it too much, I have to say. I mean, I guess that's the overall goal in most of these games, because you don't want dragged out fights on a smartphone game.
The answer is no. The way I see it now is for this game to improve and look better in my eyes, there need to be a lot of changes to keep the current player base still playing and not wanting to rip their phones in half when they don't get the character they want. Number one, you need to give players who put actual time into the game orbs. Like, even a way to farm an extra 5 a day if you just maxed out your stamina, something to that degree, would be great. Every single month since launch, I've always gotten the maximum amount of orbs and always felt like, man, I just still don't have a lot of feathers.
I understand what he means. Like, I don't get the maximum 100% of the month's orbs, but I get about, I want to say 85 to 90% of it. Maybe sparing one or two. Not one or two, like maybe 10. So 10 orbs maybe I spare. At the most, really. And through that, sometimes I feel, is this enough? Is this enough orbs? Luckily, they've added the free summon coming August. And that's going to help out a bunch of players when they want to pull. But I do feel players who aren't rewarded for their time is grievous. I don't like it at all. When we have our dailies now, but in all honesty, they've given out these crystals and gems, but we want orbs. We want orbs for our time and our hard work. And that's where lies a huge problem. We have on the weekends, you get the one orb. Just one. Okay? Just one. Let's say the login orbs, they're 2 orbs, don't exist. Alright, they exist, but let's just say you have those and we put them away, right? What are the orbs we can earn on our own? You have the start of the month orbs, right? Every start of the month you have new quests and everything else. But those are very easy to get. You'll get them within the first, I wouldn't even say week. You can get them within the first like 4 days. Alright? And normally that's around 40 to, I'm being generous, I think 40 to like 50 orbs. I'm being very generous actually. But that much orbs. It's 12 characters. That's around 12 characters. Then you have the dailies, and not the dailies, but the orbs that come in. Then after that's deplenished, great. You've just used up all your orbs in the first week because you wanted to summon, right? Now you can save your orbs too, but let's say there was a character in the banner that's expiring the next week over. You want that character. You've got 50 orbs. You didn't get that character. Well, great. You used up all the orbs you've had. Now you have no way of getting a single summon a day. Right? Most smartphone games should be smart enough to at least give you the amount of resources to summon once a day. I'm not talking about their multi. I'm just talking about one. One time. That's all you need to be satisfied with summoning. Now, for most people, I hope you would do summoning like in the big pool if you're just looking for more characters. But there are the cases where people are looking for just a singular color and they're looking for a certain character. But I've deviated too much from that. I really think the dailies should be better, in all honesty. When I look at the Tempest Trials and I saw the rank between orbs, I was like, oh wow, okay, 2 orbs here, 2 orbs there. But then the 3 orbs are crazy high numbers. Those should be 5. You're telling me you want us to get 999,000, I think that was it, points, whatever the top number, and you're just going to give us 3 orbs? While in the meantime, there's hundreds of thousand points in between those. It's still only worth 3 orbs. None of that is worth a character when 30,000 is worth a character. A 5-star? So you're saying the probability, the chance of getting a 5-star is less than the worth of getting a 5-star. You understand what I mean? The rewarding in Fire Emblem Heroes makes no goddamn sense at all.
So why not give players who don't have the ability to spend money on a phone game to catch up in some way so that spending money is an option instead of a requirement? Because that's what it most definitely is now.
I hate to say this, I think this answer is going to be very, not what people want to hear. It's very lackluster and it's very boring, but they would never do that. They just made $100 million. They're going to milk more and more. We have We had 5 summon banners at one point. 5! Do you really think they're gonna just drop in way more orbs? You know, from a business standpoint, whoever really is running the orb management or the amount of content that comes in versus the amount of resources we get to that, obviously their best intention is for money by all means. They're not going to help free to play players that much. Now with the starter pickup that's coming up in August, yeah, they're going to be giving out a lot of orbs, 2 orbs every day for 10 days. Now a summon banner is normally 14 days. So say you're just an utterly bad player and you've been getting very bad luck and you haven't got a lot of the orbs, right? In the beginning of the month. You're going to get the 20 orbs around the 10th day. If you're that bad at the game or you're just not doing so well in the game, you're probably not logging in consistently enough to get all the orbs or even earn all the orbs from missions and stuff like that. Then you have 20 orbs and some odd orbs. Let's give you about 18 or so, right? So you can probably do a full 2 summon sessions if you earn a bit more orbs. But still, that's about 10 characters, and from just my luck itself, I've been crazy lucky at times, getting 3 5 stars in a row. But there's been times where I've gotten multiple 3 stars just like that. Or nothing good, dupes of characters I just don't need. Again, we have the free summon that's going to help out free to play players, but still, giving orbs or giving resources to free players isn't in their best interest at all. It's not in the best interest of many smartphone companies, or I mean, I should say smartphone games. It's just you have to appease, not even appease, because people who are going to spend money on the game are going to spend money regardless of how much it costs, what they have to do. They're going to spend money. You know, it would never be, oh, they gave us hundreds of orbs, I'm never going to spend money. If someone wanted to spend money on the game, they're going to do it. Nothing's stopping them.
And two, I guess, I don't know, just give us more to do. Like, now we have, thankfully, 99 stamina in the game. Like, I use like 10 of that a day just grinding for SP. And that's pretty much all I do. Like, I'm not going to just hate on it so much because...
Okay, so give us more to do. I don't know. We have Grand Hero Battle, we've got the story, we've got Assault, we're getting Arena Assault, we've got Training Tower, Basic Arena. There's a lot of modes in this game. Voting Gauntlet and Tempest Trial, even though Tempest Trial is a chore and Voting Gauntlet is super easy, there's multiple modes in the game where I can feel like, what else more do you really want to do? You know, it's like saying, oh man, I really want Temple Run to change it up a bit, right? Well, what logically would it want to do different? It's just a smartphone game. Let's just be honest here. It's just a smartphone game. It's not a real Fire Emblem game. I'll tell you, when I played Fire Emblem in the Blazing Blade and looked back at Fire Emblem Heroes, I'm like, oh my god, Blazing Blade is amazing. In all honesty, this game is still the gateway game. It's still trying to get you to go buy those other Fire Emblem games. That's why they've been pushing Shadow of Valencia so much. They want you to buy Shadow of Valencia. That's the point.
Because a lot of time and effort has gone into this game. The artists, the development team, they obviously want it to succeed. And for a phone game to succeed, you need money. But, man, there's a lot of potential here for a really successful game. But I feel like Intelligent Systems just dropped the ball a few times too many to keep me supporting it.
There could be a successful game. I think Fire Emblem Heroes has been pretty damn successful. $100 million. Again, I have to state it. I think the success is already there. When the game first came out, I definitely saw a game with solid gameplay, a phone game with solid gameplay, and nice graphics. Style. I think style is a better word for it. A nice style to it. But in all honesty, I don't think much else is going to change that much unless they revamp the whole game, and that'll take a while. That really will take a while. It's going to take a lot of feedback too, and they've listened to their feed to fans, but sometimes I hear outrageous like claims of people wanting different kind of stuff, and with no real answers. And I don't have an answer myself, which is why I'm saying it's probably not going to change. I don't think this game could change so dramatically that it would be appealing to people who think there's not enough to it already. When in all honesty, it has more content than most phone games in general.
This game just felt like a missed opportunity for me in a lot of different ways. Hopefully things get better later down the road, but for right now, I'm done playing Fire Emblem Heroes.
Okay, and that's it. And then he goes to a joke at the end of the video. Go watch it yourself. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about comments I saw. Here's one right now. It is not zoomed, so let's zoom it in right now. The orb problem is the only reason that I'd stop playing. I don't pay for orbs, so that might be the reason why I haven't lost interest. I've built my team off really hard work, and I may never get any special characters like Summer Frederick, but it's really fun because I like watching my team grow and without having to pay. Yeah, it's hard, but that's why it's fun. When you buy orbs, it takes the fun away. In the end of the day, you look at your team and you see all your hard work you put into that without money. We're buying orbs, then looking at your team and see the money that you sadly put in the game, and now you feel bad because money is the cheap way out in the game. But that's just me. Now, I kind of agree. You know, people who put money into the game, I think they're just passionate people about it. Now, there could be someone who's like, yeah, I want to put a lot of money into it. I want to beat everyone in the arena. I want to get the best characters. That could be a person that exists as well. But from what I think and what I see, I believe it is people who want just have goals. They have the funds to reach those goals. I can't throw shade at anyone, and I myself put money into the game, but I can't throw shade at anyone who's like, yeah, I wanted to spend money because I wanted to try more. You know, I put money into the game, but I wouldn't say my luck is crazy out of there than someone who's free. Like, if someone got 60 orbs in a month, I paid for 40, so I have 100, so I get 10 more character pulls. Now, I do agree with the having a hard work. I mean, having a team that you worked really hard on. I like that. I like that effort that you put into a team. There are some teams that I really enjoy playing with because they're just my favorite characters to play with. And I think there's just some sort of coolness to that. I don't know. I'm cheesy sometimes. Next, this one's very long. The problem is if a game kept like this, pay to win, one day it will almost be impossible for free players to enjoy. I'm a free player and I was playing Mobius Final Fantasy since its launch until chapter 4. I was able to have fun and keep my progress and build everything well together with players that put money to the game, but recently received many changes that broke every hard work. I had the 1% of the new classes, random chance. So they're pretty much saying after a certain change, they were just left behind. You know, I don't think there's as much of a power creep in Fire Emblem, as I've never had trouble with like the top tier characters, if you want to call them that. Like, there's been Ryomas I've just taken out, and Takumis I've just taken out, and Hector's too. So I don't think power creep really exists too much in the game, but I still understand this person, how people who just pay more money will have more stacked characters or just the rare ones out there. And okay, so this is something I don't sympathize with, because people say buying orbs should be an option, right? It is an option. It has always been an option. You don't have to do it. You just have to work harder for more for the orbs that they're going to give you. You don't have to buy them. But they exist because if you want more, they're going to be there. Now, you don't have to agree with that. You don't have to say, I'm going to buy orbs. You don't have to support microtransactions at all. I think this person pretty much sums it up perfectly. This is basically the normal mobile game experience. Fun at first, boring later. That's it. It doesn't seem to get better, especially with Puzzles and Dragons and Dragon Ball. Well, except for Puzzles and Dragons and Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, at least they improve. It took a while for them to improve. One of the biggest Dokkan Battle YouTubers, Rhymestyle, said himself, I think, that he didn't like the game at first, but now you see him, he plays it every day. I was a huge Puzzles and Dragons fan earlier when it first came out in America, but not anymore. I guess I should touch up on it. I don't know. I've definitely lost my account, so I'm gonna have to start all over, and that doesn't seem okay. I really don't want to start all over, but I guess so. But yeah, this is the normal experience. It's just gonna get boring because after you get all the best characters, the only part of the game is grind. That's it. It's just a grind. That's all there is to it. Maybe you found the game boring because you got all the best units extremely soon. It does seem like an expensive board to make a video on. I can see that, but I have a couple of good units. I didn't spend any money yet, and I'm yet still finding the game and yet I'm still finding this game substantially fun to play with the modes it has now. Mind you, I've hated mobile games for the longest time, but each their own. Yeah, I think the part that I really want to focus on is getting the best units extremely soon. Hector, Ryoma, Ashura, all those characters, right? They're extremely good characters. And when you have those, it's like One Punch Man, right? When you beat everything in one punch, after a while fighting just kind of gets boring. It's just tedious to you now. So let's just go over like the little points in this comment. I don't know if you guys can read it, so I'm gonna actually one more time increase it. Hopefully you guys can read that. He pretty much agrees. Now everyone loves Hector. I don't have a Hector, unfortunately, and I don't think I ever will get one. So I'm not really gonna go for him. I don't care. Like I don't really give six shits for Hector. Neither do I. I think that's something I want to do is build my dream team, and my arena battles are definitely one of those. Like building a team I really like. I love Lynn, but easily she gets overshadowed by better units. She still has her uses, but when I use her, she's definitely not going to fulfill the role of winning a lot of the time. Of course, that relies on the team I build around her as well. I hate myself limiting myself to a certain team that I know is just going to win. My Ryoma has 2000 SP, so he's just sitting there at a pinnacle of like, oh man, he's just amazing. He's greatness incarnate. Yeah, I get totally annoyed when I summon Odin, Joggin, or any of the characters. Matthew is one of them too. I just get so annoyed when I summon them so much. With the switch between 4-star and 3-stars, it should change that. I don't know, maybe they finally figured out people are kind of getting pissed off at that because you'll see the same characters over and over and over again, and their banner pool, in all honesty, should be smaller. Let's go look at a banner pool from Fire Emblem right now. Okay, so here we have Fire Emblem Heroes. You guys can't really see it, but we have the 5-star focus, then regular 5 stars. We're going to count all the characters that are available. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Do you get what I'm saying here? These are all 5 stars that are available. It's like every character. Why is it like that? It shouldn't be like that. When I look at other games, you have a banner pool, but it shouldn't be every character in the goddamn game. That's almost every single character. It is absolutely crazy. I can't believe it's like that. And I was just counting the 5 stars. So imagine how many 3 stars and 4 stars are in that banner pool as well. We had Ogma as a 5-star. Is he necessary for the Norian Summer banner at all? He's not. So why is he there? Then we had Gray. We had all the characters that were recently announced. And I get it. The game has like 100-something characters. A banner should have at least 40. At least 40. Now over to his part about the voting gauntlet. It's very predictable. I think we're going to be able to call who's ever going to win. Corrin. Summer banner. I think it's going to be Corrin over Robin. Corrin is definitely final rounds going to be Corrin versus Robin. It's going to be Corrin versus Robin for sure. And so far I can tell this game is a cheap way of over-glorifying Awakening and Fates. And Valencia too. You see how much Valencia stuff has come out in the last 2 months. I mean, again, it's just a commercial for the Fire Emblem games. Alright, I believe this is the last one. Let me double check. Okay, sure is. This has been a long video. Based off a 6-minute video. That's amazing. How did I do this? I understand it. It's small. It's too small and short of a game right now for character pulling, let alone to be hosting for one person to be investing. Cough cough Sage Master. Of course, it could get better within time. While we do need more orbs and a lot more feathers, with tier lists and the ambition to create ultimate characters, I feel so much passion and giddiness of what they could/should be. But this game is not fun anymore. Oh, if the game, yeah, I don't have any Ikes or Hectors, and one should not be obsessed with getting them. I guess the playstyle is how the long-term investor with little to no fun. Nice Sage Master mention there. I read the comment under it. He said he wasn't meaning to burn Sage Master, but it's like whatever. I don't know. It's like, how does he not burn out from making a Fire Emblem video every day? Multiple of them every day. I don't know. There's not a lot to really talk about in the game every single day. But I mean, people are watching it, so there's an audience for it. But yeah, this game is definitely too small for content of a YouTube creator. I don't think you should definitely pair it with something else, because it'll definitely get repetitive and boring. You're just gonna burn yourself out very quickly. That's why I personally don't make a Fire Emblem Heroes video every day. Okay, and that's it. This video has actually been an hour long, and I didn't mean for it to get this long. It's just I had a lot to say. Now, this is moving on with our objective of talking about Fire Emblem. As I said in my giveaway video, or the FEH channel video, whichever one, I'm taking a break from Fire Emblem gameplay content. I don't want to make any right now, and I don't feel like I want to. I'll come back to it later with the Norian Summer banner, whatever. But I wanted to talk about the game because actually I enjoy talking about it way more than I do actually playing it. I like looking at the community and talking about it and seeing how they're going to react to this, how they react to that. That's interesting to me. It very much is. Now, I'm not a person who really dives into communities or is very vocal in communities, but I love seeing communities react and just move about on its own. And so we're going to have plenty of discussions these next following days on Fire Emblem Heroes. And I hope you guys will stick around and check that out. It's been a long video, so I'm sorry if I just stopped editing here at the end. I can no longer do it. I'm tired. I've got my Coke here. It's like 5 a.m. or something like that. And I haven't recorded a video for the weekend. But I'm going out of town, so I really won't see you guys until like Monday or something. Anyway, this has been Blue Riser. Thanks for watching. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Hopefully, it's not too long. But hopefully you watched to the end. If you did, let's put a hashtag. Hashtag. Let's write it down real quick. Hashtag donkey. Hashtag donkey. I guess this is the plug time. Go check out our Discord. It's down below. Like, subscribe, and everything else the YouTuber has to say, right? I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.